All right. I don't know why I went live from my phone because I already know that the phone calls are going to start coming in. But if they do, I will just switch to the laptop and put my phone on ignore, depending on how long I'm here. All right. Hello. This is High Priestess Jamila. And I just wanted to let the southern states, Florida, Alabama, Texas, Georgia, I wanted to let y'all know that y'all are going to start having winters, real winters. Yeah. Um, Snow and very icy cold weather is going to become a new trend. It is. In fact, the other day when I spoke about, what the hell? When I spoke about doing some weather modification work, I ended up not doing it. I had a bunch of other stuff to do. But it's gonna be something that is going to start happening and occurring. So y'all just need to get y'all coats and y'all hats and y'all gloves ready. Now, I'm from the Midwest, which this little bit of cold is nothing to me. Like I can step outside right now with my leg warmers on, socks and shoes, and a coat and no gloves and be like, oh, this is nothing. Because in Kansas City, Missouri, when it is cold, you cannot go out without earmuffs. You cannot go outside without um, gloves. You got to have gloves or your hands are going to get frostbitten. So I thought it was really interesting, though. I was reading an article, a weather article, um, the other day in Georgia, and I had to think about it for a minute because because the article, and I don't know if this was a typo or what it was, but instead of the news article saying be careful of frostbite, which in this weather that I've seen over in Georgia, because I'm still in Georgia at the moment, I won't be soon, but it, you'd have to be outside for quite some time um, in order to get frostbitten, you know. And frostbite is a serious thing because there's been people that have lost their fingers because of it. This article said hypothermia. I said hypothermia. I was like, that's something that people would get if they're in the middle of the ocean. But then I thought, oh, it is because we're near the Atlantic Ocean. That's why. So that would make sense. Because honestly, since I've lived in Georgia, I have lived in Georgia for, I'm not going to quite reach 10 years. So I won't exactly be at 10 years when I leave out of here because I am leaving Georgia. And I think it's something that God is doing. But first of all, but I've always, that's what I was going to say. I've always felt like it's been colder here than back home. And it's because of that cold air that's coming from the ocean. from the Atlantic Ocean. That's why I've always felt like it was colder here. Like it's a different type of cold. Hawaii is going to start getting snow in very cold temperatures. Um, I feel like it's definitely going to be a trend. I feel like you guys are going to start seeing real winters. Now, it's probably not going to be like from back home. When I'm back home, first of all, I can honestly say that I prefer the weather back home. It can get as cold. I mean, the wind chill can be 21 degrees below zero. So I'm used to it. That's where I grew up. But it's different. The cold hits differently in the South or anywhere near the ocean. It's gonna hit differently. It's something that's very different about that dry cold in the Midwest versus wet cold. It almost feels wet cold. Like it's a different feeling. Huh? It's a different type of cold in my opinion. And I've been saying it for years, and it almost makes you feel like you're floating around in a cup of cold water. It's bone chilling cold. You know what I mean? And I think it has something to do with the ocean, and it's not going to stop. It's going to be something that the weather is going to continue to do. And I guess people in the South, they're really not used to it. They really are not. Like snow and very cold temperatures, no, it's not something that they're used to. And like the cities are going to have to start investing in salt. What they do so that the city doesn't shut down. Where I'm from is they have trucks that go out and they salt the streets. Okay. They may not necessarily salt the side streets all the time. It depends, because I remember when we would wonder if they were going to salt the side streets too. And they don't always do that. So then there's where you run into the risk of ice, and then black ice also, which is ice that you can't see, but it's very slippery and very slick. So I think that the government in the South is going to have to really, I'm pretty sure that, I mean, they don't need me to tell them, but it's time for them to invest in some salt trucks and salt. They're going to have to go out and salt the roads, which means that the more you salt the roads, the more that asphalt deteriorates, the quicker. So then that means that the city is going to have to replace the streets. Typically, it takes somewhere between 5 to 10 years, up to 5 to 10 years for that. Probably will take less time in Georgia, but yeah, that's what you guys are going to see. I think it's a part of Earth's natural thing that she's doing. And I think it's great because honestly, there needs to I look at the snow as being is it purifies. It's purification. Okay. And then also cold weather helps to kill viruses and parasites and things of that nature. So it's actually it's not necessarily a good thing. In my humble opinion, I don't want to live somewhere that's tropical all the time. I like the seasons, that's why I'm going back home, because the seasons, you actually get summer, you actually get fall, you actually get winter and spring. Over here in Georgia, I felt like my body was completely thrown off because it doesn't have that kind of that natural change of weather. And you never know, it's probably not the best thing, but I can see that also happening in other tropical areas, like Nevada, California is going to start seeing snow. So y'all get ready, because that's just what it's going to be, because this is God's house, and I feel like nature is going to make it do what it do. Do I feel like it's somebody messing with the weather? Nope. I don't. I think that it is a natural thing that nature is doing, and I think that nature knows exactly what it's doing. You know what I mean? So, um, I know that it only has to be an inconvenience if you let it be, if you don't have things planned in advance. Like when they say that the snow is coming, make sure that you go and get extra supplies. Like I said, if you drink liquor, get enough liquor, get enough of your weed, get enough of your cigarettes, food, water, firewood if you have a fireplace, and maybe even get a generator. Would be a good idea to invest in one of those or a couple of those, you know. And because it's gonna start happening every winter. A lot of the states that are not used to getting snow, because I think that this winter was the coldest since I've been down here. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, it kind of gets on my nerve a little bit that that it doesn't have to be the end of the world. It doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. But people down here are like, "Oh my God, snow!" I was looking at a video that the brat made. Her and her wife in this big pretty house, and she was like showing she has a beautiful home, by the way. Um, oh goodness, yeah, that's what spirit is telling me, is that it's gonna start get it's and more snow is coming. It is. And I guess it just is what it is. You know what I mean? So just got to get used to it. Get snow tires. Um, you know, it's not just like a little freak of nature right now. No, it's something that is going to happen seasonally. But I feel like more snow, like throughout the years, I feel like the southern areas are going to start seeing 5 inches of snow, 6 inches of snow. It's almost like some kind of global shift is happening. Something. I'm not a scientist or a weather meteorologist or whatever, but I feel like that shift is happening. And I won't be here. I'll be in the Midwest where it's undoubtedly cold. It's like you just know it's wintertime, and right around the fall in Kansas City, Missouri, when the temperature shifts like that, um, it's actually very comforting and some of the best air you're gonna get. You know what I mean? And oh, here's one other thing that spirit is telling me is that the water purification, okay, is gonna help purify the water supply even more. So that'll be something to look forward to. Um, Around the DeKalb County area, Gwinnett County area, their water just has straight up bleach in it, which is really like, oh God, Kansas City, when I left, had some of the best tasting and cleanest water, and they pride themselves on that. But I think that the water does need to be purified. I think that it is going to be a part of like a purification, and I feel like God is doing it. You know, uh huh. So it's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm personally one of those people that I feel that humans can sometimes create. And I know that there's people that get sick and they die, and it just happens. But I feel like most of the stuff that happens that's tragic and traumatic, humans created for themselves. I think that God does a pretty good job of knowing what needs to be done, and that's going to be one of those things for some reason. And I know I even noticed that I've even had more of a sense of clarity. um, when it snowed, I was outside playing in it because I am in an area where we did get snow in the area that I'm in. So it just is what it is. Like I said, I'll be back in KC Mo. So, and you know, I'll be getting a lot of snow there in the winter time. Uh, so I'm used to it. I'm not used to the weather in Georgia still. I'm still not used to it, you know. And I thought I would be able to get adjusted to it, but I didn't. So, anyway, get ready. You're going to get your boots and gloves and scarves and stuff, and head dresses, head wraps, ear muffs, gloves, mittens, you know. And I personally feel like it's gonna get worse too. It'll get worse. It'll probably calm down some of them hurricanes too. You never know. I don't know. You know, them hurricanes just kept hitting. It's nothing worse. Oh, the very first hurricane, I was living in Lithonia. Oh my God. Oh, I had never had so much anxiety in my life. I was so unsure as to what was going to happen because it was my first time ever. But, I tend to do weather protection, and we was all right. Just got a little bit of rain, which I always enjoy the rain. So, but yeah, that was a trip. Them hurricanes are a trip. I personally would prefer a tornado warning, tornadoes to hurricanes, because tornadoes can be pinpointed to be in a certain location. Some of them can be pretty devastating though. Straight up and down they can be, because they can be so widespread and just spread over miles and miles, and tear up and do a lot of destruction to a lot of areas. So, but the part of Missouri that I'm from, I think I was living in Missouri like my entire life. I was in my mid 20s before I actually experienced having one of them things hovering above me. And it was very scary. It was, because you could hear it howling and growling. You could hear it. So, and that was the first time ever that I had ever experienced that. And, but typically there is no, it's not like Tornado Alley. With a hurricane, like, it's just like so much wind and rain, and it's different. A hurricane is going to come through and tear up and cause destruction to 1 to 2 states. The funny thing about it is that where we were staying, um, one of the counties that was literally only 45 minutes away from where we were, which was in Lilburn, was hit bad, and our area didn't see anything but some rain. That was it. So it was kind of like a miracle that happened. So anyway, so yeah, I'd rather go back and brave the tornadoes than deal with these hurricanes over here. So anyway, oh yeah, I know, Stefan. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a weather shift, there you're not gonna be able to find. I guess you just gonna have to go to Africa somewhere. You're just gonna have to leave the United States completely to avoid the snow and the cold. You know, so oh, did they had a winter storm too? Yep. See, and some people some people actually like them because it just calms everything down. It does, and it is very purifying. It is, especially the snow. You know what I mean? You just got to be prepared for it. Atlanta needs to have those trucks out there, and it's a lot of highways. See, Kansas City, Missouri is smaller than, and I actually prefer it. I can't wait to get back home, and it will be very soon. Anywho, y'all. So, well, I'm sleepy. That's pretty much what I wanted to tell y'all. I guess that's good news or bad news for some of y'all. And then people gonna have to slow down on them roads. I noticed that people then they're driving. Ugh. I don't. Yeah. Yeah. Well, my daughters did definitely. They're like, "Mom, when are you coming home?" Like, I'll be there. It's just that I'm gonna be honest. My nerves was bad. My nervous system was constantly being messed with. You know what I'm saying? When you dealing with the kind of crap that I was dealing with, when you dealing with that, And then when you're dealing with having to do spiritual work, thank you, sweetie. Hey, that chocolate. Okay. Um, it tends to mess with you, and I needed like a little, like, I needed some time to rest and relax for the trip back home. Mm-hmm. And the trip back home is, I have to be ready for that because when you deal with what I deal with and you're not a crazy person, because I'm not, I'm, I'm sorry, I'm not used to that type of energy. Literally, you kind of become a recluse. You kind of become like, you just kind of end up stuck. You don't, you kind of, it does, it was extremely devastating for my family. It really was dealing with that kind of energy. So basically, what we've been doing is resting up and restoring so that we can prepare for the trip back home, especially and particularly me. Because here's another thing. I feel like I was sick. I was sick. I was actually sick. I was. And I was dropping all that weight. And I put it back on though. I put on about 10 pounds. And so, it was pretty bad. It was. It was just like them people, they call themselves trying to kill me, but they can't kill me. It was fucked up. It really was. And, you know, people think they can treat people like that. People think that they can do witches however they want to do them. But what you don't realize is that, well, first of all, especially when a person is not bothering you, they're not doing anything to you, they come in peace. You can't just attack somebody. So, and you can't just have these, um, you can't just have these prejudices to where you think, that you can just attack somebody and hurt somebody and do what you want to do to a person just because they're a witch. And I've noticed that, especially a lot of black men have that attitude, and I'm disgusted by it. I am disgusted by that. That's disgusting. I think that it's already misogyny. I think it's already an issue with misogyny within itself. And I just, what can I say? Don't fuck with a witch. You know, they read that one little verse in the Bible and they thought that that gave them free reign to try to harm. And it's terrible. So, but I've regenerated myself or whatever. I got all my booty meat back. Yes, I did. I got it all back. My new fantastic. Now, quit asking me about him. I'm obviously not going to discuss that. If he doesn't come to Kansas City, Missouri, we can't be together. That's the word on that. We can't, because I'm not going to stay faithful to him if we live in two different states. It'll be over if he doesn't make his way back. If he doesn't make his way to Kansas City, then it's just over. More than likely, I'm gonna find somebody else. I know most of the people that live in Kansas City. Okay, I got a lot of peeps back in KC Mo. So we just gonna have to break up if he don't come to Kansas City. There's no reason why whatsoever why he shouldn't. First of all, the man can smoke pounds of weed per day. Why do you want to live in a state where weed is illegal? Weed is legalized for recreational and medicinal use in Missouri. What, like, and that didn't happen until after I moved here to Georgia. I said, and I remember when I was a kid, I've been smoking weed. I started smoking weed when I was real young. I've always been a weed head. And I would go outside and smoke, and I'd be like, weed is gonna be legal one day. And it sure enough, they was one of the first states to legalize it. And you can grow it there. They got a lot of what do you call those? Um what do you call those dispensaries? There's a lot of dispensaries and stuff. You can do drive through. They got delivery service and everything. So it's yeah, and I'm like, why? I'm like, because I told him, well, you coming back to Kansas City with me, right? And he's like, no. I'm like, you smoke too much weed to not what? Why you want to stay somewhere where you could possibly be arrested? We'll see what he do. We'll see what he do. Would make sense to me if you smoke a lot of weed, especially because like he smokes a lot of weed. If you smoke a lot of weed, you should go where it's legal. It makes sense to me. Especially if you already got somebody, you got a foundation, somebody with you in Kansas City. Like, what's the issue? Like, I got a cousin up there that he got a weed business, making a lot of money. It's gonna be storming. It is. What the hell? Do I have sound? Sound before. I think my sound went out. I think I got a notification that knocked my sound out. I'm like, that don't make no sense for somebody that smoke a lot of weed. If you smoke a lot of weed, why wouldn't you go to a state where it's legal? Well, I got family down here. Well, you don't even see your family heart. Whatever. Mm. You said it's gonna be a winter storm on Thursday. Damn. Yeah. That's why I don't. Yeah, that's why I told him. He was like, I don't like the cold. Put on a coat and some gloves. Problem solved. So that's on him. I know I'm going back to Kansas City, so he ain't gonna see me unless he's in Kansas City. So that's just whatever. Okay. Shouldn't have waited so long to manifest. He's slow though. Anyway, that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to say. Yeah, I'm still traveling back home. It's just that I was supposed to be recuperating at the room. That was kind of difficult though, especially with us being in that one room and I wasn't moving. I wasn't going nowhere. I wasn't, because I'm already one of them type of people. Once I get somewhere, I'm staying and making the best of it. But yeah, that's why I was telling him. I was like, I I think that I've met a lot of nice people in Georgia, but for me, I think women are way too marginalized, especially if you're not Christian or of some kind of religion. Otherwise, you're going to feel marginalized a whole lot. And I have felt marginalized a lot, you know. hmm Kansas City is a great place to live. I'm sorry. To compare the two, I've been down here for a decade. To compare the two, I would say Kansas City to me is better. You know, for me, the Midwest is better. That's what I'm used to. So, it's a lot of activities and the food is better. I'm sorry. I've eaten food at some really good restaurants though here lately. I have, but like some of the food that I'm used to, the barbecue. I'm sorry, the barbecue in Georgia. Mm-mm. I know a lot of Georgians or people in the South gonna be like, "What? Da 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 da." Honey, you ain't had Gates barbecue. Gates barbecue is destroying all other barbecue. I don't even have to taste the barbecue to tell you that Gates barbecue wins hands down, the sauce and everything. And I've had folks say it's too spicy. Like, what? The barbecue? How the hell is. So, everybody down here in Georgia is used to Sweet Baby Ray's. Ew. I don't even bother to cook barbecue in Georgia unless I order off of Amazon some Gates barbecue sauce. I'm not going to cook. Like, you know how, like, you barbecue bake some chicken? I haven't had barbecue baked chicken in so long because when you go to the grocery stores, like in Kansas City, you're going to be able to pick up some Gates barbecue sauce in Kansas and Missouri, like hands down. They always carry it, all of the varieties, the spice, everything. Over here in Georgia, you got Kraft, the store brand, and Sweet Baby Ray's. How can anybody I'm gonna tell y'all what Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce tastes like to me. What's that one stuff that they put in curl products? I can't think of it. Glycerin. It tastes like glycerin with a little spice in it. with some cumin. That's what it tastes like, glycerin to me. You go to Kansas City, especially if you go and eat at Gates, that's the best barbecue in the United States, is what I can tell you for real. So, and we all know, because all of the presidents will tell you, they all travel there to eat Gates barbecue. Okay. So, some Bombay barbecue. It don't get better nowhere else. Okay. And then the Chiefs is the bomb.com too, even though I do not watch football at all. I don't. When people, because some women like it, I think women pretend to like it for their husbands. I'm not going to pretend to like it. I'm going to either be on my phone or either laying down while you watch it and just meditating and doing some lucid dreaming. I'll make you some some snacks, and I'll put on a barbecue, not a barbecue. I'm thinking about barbecue now. I'll put on a jersey dress, and that's it. I'm not, I'll watch it for like 5 minutes and say, okay, what is that? Like, I do kind of know what a touchdown is now. My man taught me that. And I remember, if I saw a touchdown, would I recognize it? Maybe. I think it's when you're able to take the ball and run all the way to the end. That's a touchdown, I think. Right? Yeah, I don't, yeah, no, I'm never going to do that. I'm not going to go to the sports bar to watch the football game. I'm not going to do it. No, no. Mm-mm. Not me. Not I. I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry. Okay, do you want a woman or do you want somebody to watch the damn football game with? Shit. I already told you I'll make you some fucking little smokies and a blanket. What else do you want from me? I'll make you some deviled eggs. That's pretty much it. And some macaroni and cheese or some dirty rice or something. And other than that, I'm not excited about it. I don't particularly give a shit about who wins. I think people be like, when I be looking at people, like, them referees and stuff, the coaches of the teams and stuff, and they be having veins popping out of their damn head and shit. They just be real. I'm like, damn, they serious as fuck. And they be serious as fuck about them football games. Boy, they be getting ready to have a goddamn aneurysm. I'm like, wow. Okay, well, I'm glad you enjoy it. I don't care. And people be real salty. Like, my man came at me like, well, y'all Kansas City, because we won one of the games, right? We beat the Falcons like maybe a couple of months ago, and he got salty with me. I was like, are you for real? He was like, yeah, y'all won, but y'all cheated. I was like, so does that mean that I cheated? Because I think he almost, like, I'm like, I didn't cheat. The Kansas City Chiefs cheated. Like, it was weird, because I was like, I'm sorry. Yeah, we had beat the Atlanta. See, I'm already talking like I'm a Kansas City. We had beat the Atlanta Falcons, and he was salty about it. And it was like a little tiny bit of salt. I was like, "Hey, listen, I don't even like football. I'm sorry. I think Kansas City won by like 1 point or something. It was like, it looked like the Falcons was getting ready to win, but they didn't. The Chiefs won. We do have a good football team, though. I do know that throughout the years I've heard about their stats or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, but I just really don't give a shit. I really don't. Uh Not really, you know. Yeah. So I'm not going to throw it up in nobody's face because people be serious about it. Mad, ready to leave relationships over the shit. People still mad at the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, did you really? You know, when a couple of months ago, I got kind of irritated. What you doing? Oh, I'm watching the game. Oh God, you watching the game? Yeah. If I didn't love him, actually, I would have broke up with him because I actually am not into men that like football. Y'all know that I'm not. I'm just not into it. Just FYI, I'm not into men that like football. Y'all get on my nerve with it. You know, slightly irritating to me. But you know, mm-hmm. Feel like y'all could be doing something else, like it's distracting you from doing something else important. What else could you have done other than watch that game? So, you know, and why you got an attitude because your team didn't win? Really? Is it really that important? I guess it is normal. You know what I mean? I guess, you know what? Come to think of it, nothing wrong with that, actually. When I think about it, it's better to be into stuff like that than into the other stuff, like what we see on YouTube. I like a movie watching man, though. I like men that like to watch movies, though, like that can sit there and watch a movie, you know? So, anywho, yeah, but if he don't move back to Kansas City with me, we just gonna have to break up. We just gonna have to let it go. Unfortunately, I'll see you next lifetime then. Okay. Because I don't, I don't have time for people that make decisions, bad decisions like that. Because I personally feel like if whatever it is that he decides to do is going to bring him pain and suffering in his life. Okay. Whatever he does outside of me. And I don't even care if he's watching right now. I'm gonna tell you straight up and down. Your religion ain't protecting you. It was me, it's me that's protecting you for real. It was my witchery. So everything else you do gonna fail without me. Period. Period. Pooh. Okay. So I guess you just gonna be in well, not in the warm weather because like I said, there's no more there's not going to be any more, oh, this is a tropical part of the United States. Nope. You going to get winter time now. Okay. So it's winter. So you just like whatever. Mm-hmm. And I can't stand it when people act like Kansas City is slow or something like this. Like y'all the one. I'm like, and then over in Georgia, they have found a loophole, right? The smoke shops have found a loophole to actually sell THC. They banned it across the board, banned it across the whole state of Georgia. Uh, and so the smoke shops no longer, this was in October of 2024. Like, why Georgia does not want to legalize marijuana is beyond me. They got their reasons though. So I'm not questioning the law. Okay. Maybe it's the air. I don't know. I do feel like marijuana, when Georgians smoke marijuana, they seem to get a paranoid reaction. Maybe it's different in Missouri because the air is different. I don't know. And I'm talking about paranoid to the point where, are you following me? No, I'm not. No, I'm not following you. What the fuck? What the fuck? Like, yeah, like it's weird. My daughter told me, she said, you down there in the twilight zone. My daughters did not like it in Georgia. They was like, fuck, nah. They was like, they was like, no, we not coming down there to visit. They was like, if you gonna see your daughters, you gotta come home. I was like, well, I'm on my goddamn way. Shit. And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a shit. And even if we move again, even if we decide to move again, which I'm not old, like I don't like that. Like, let me tell y'all something. It's abnormal for a 40 something year old person to have bad knees. Like something's up with that shit. Like I don't like what's wrong with you? Like what do you have like parasitic energy on you or something? Like what the fuck? Like, and I do feel like I've been around some people that act like 40, being 40 is old. Like, since the fuck when? And yeah, man, since when? Since when is being 40 old? Like, life is over. Like, there's a lot of people that, never mind, I just, no, mm-mm. I'm an old man. How old are you? 40? Huh? I'm 48. You're an old man. I think it's the people in their reality, Stefan. It's the reality they live in. It is where when you're 40, you're old. Old is 80 and 90. That's when you can say, I'm an old person. 40 is not old. Like what the and they just insist on it. It's like they want to be their grandpa early. Like, okay, I'm still a young, dapper spirit frolicking through the lavender fields. Okay, that's me. Okay, I'm sorry. I can't do it. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. 31 that's a baby. You a little baby. I'm just now becoming an adult and I'll be 48 this summer. So, you know, maybe it's generational. I have no idea, but I've seen people my age, they be moving slow, creaking around and shit. Like the hell is wrong with you? I'm getting old. No, you just doing all of the wrong things. Seriously, you just doing it. You just fucking up is what you're doing. You fucking up. You need some ashwagandha and some shatavari and some burdock root and shit. You need some go-to cola or something. The hell wrong with you? And then like I can't handle it. And then why are people associating gray hair with old age? What the like I can't with it. I can't. I can't. I can't with it anymore. Gray hairs does not mean that that's old age. Gray hairs can occur just because of stress. I've seen 20-year-olds with gray hair. That don't mean nothing. Like, oh, I got gray hairs, I'm old. Like, God, you're stupid. I don't listen, Stefan. I have a low tolerance for stupid people. I do. I do. That are just totally disconnected from nature. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing I'm gonna do when I get back to Kansas City is reconnect with nature. All this nature around us in Georgia, though, just like when I step outside at night, because I'm in a temporary home right now. It's pretty nice over here too. When I step outside, the first thing that you connect with nature is the trees, because that's because you look up and you see the trees before you see the sky. And it's nice. But in Kansas City, I don't know why it just hits differently. It does. Maybe because and I feel homesick. I do. I feel very homesick. In fact, I am very homesick. I am. Mm-hmm. It's like, Stevan, I believe that what's happening, I'm gonna tell you straight up and down what's happening, is that their destiny is being stolen, their energy is being stolen by a real old person. An old person is still in those people's energy. And they too stupid to see it. Still in their vitality and energy. To the point where when they 41, oh, I'm old, my back is hurting. Somebody get me a cane. Like, you stupid ass. Shit. I can still get my ass out there and take a power walk. And, it's a trip. I know when somebody trying to steal my goddamn energy, I'll be like, psh. Oh, I ain't showed y'all my crystal altar now yet. I gotta show it to y'all. It's beautiful. I got a new athame and everything. It's beautiful. It is. It's a big old beautiful crystal. Mm-hmm. Crystal clear. It's crystal clear. Like, it's so clear. Oh my God. It's just a beautiful sight to see. It really is beautiful. You look at it. And then I have two smaller crystals on the side of it. But what I really want to do is I want to get like probably 2 to 10 more of the smaller crystals. But I'm gonna wait till I go home. Mhm. What's ironic, Fantastic Max? What's ironic? That you talking about that song? It's like rain. I like that song and the artist. Who's that? Avril Lavigne. Ironic. Is that what you talking about, Stefan? That song, ironic. Yeah, when I get back home, I'm gonna be looking back at all you people still sneaking around. Talking about, is that 50? I'm just gonna be walking down the street with my bong in my hand. It's like, it's like Cheech and Chong's Wonderland over back in KC Mo. It's beautiful back there, man. It's beautiful. The only thing missing is me, us. Me and Jacob and Tyrese. We're gonna go up there. I'll probably start my own damn weed business. Shit. That's what I told my dude. I said, you don't see the opportunity. I said, we can start a weed business. He like, that sound good. I'm like, well, get your ass out of the South. The hell wrong with you? My little cousin, he passed away recently though, man. I believe he took that jab for his job. 42 years old, man. But my little cousin, he lived down in Georgia like most of his life, and he moved back to Kansas City when he was like, what, I think my little cousin was like 12 when he moved back, because his sister, my cousin Nikki, passed away down here in Georgia. And oh, that's Alanis Morissette. What the hell, I'm talking about Avril Lavigne. um and he went back to KC Mo and never left. He never even thought about coming back to Atlanta. In fact, I don't think he liked it here. I think he kind of was, felt the same way that I do about it. You know, that's just like, okay, it seemed like people are more animated down here. Like they more Hollywood type of shit. And I'm like, I feel like I'm in California. It's like I have nothing against famous people. Nothing. I'm subscribed to the Brat, and I love her and Judy. No, I don't have anything against famous people. I don't. They don't bother me. But like I was looking at this billboard, and this man, he's an attorney. And the billboard was like scrolling through different attorneys. And the white guy, he just took a picture with his suit on. The black dude, like, was real dramatic with it. Like, he was like, it's like, hey, bro, like, you ain't got to do all that. Like, it's like, look at me, look at me. It's like, look at me. Like, come on now. You're an attorney, man. Conduct yourself like an attorney, please. You know? Mm-mm. You wasn't talking about that song. What was you talking about then? What's ironic? The trolls think they know everything. They just know everything. Like, for example, when I got evicted out of that house, we told you was gonna get evicted. The eviction notice told me I was gonna get evicted. You read an eviction notice. See, I told you. Like what was I supposed to do? Some spiritual work to where I never got evicted? Who the fuck does that? Like, especially when they signed the writ of possession. It's, and then especially since the bankruptcy got dismissed, I, you know, I gotta literally hire an attorney and shit to fix that shit. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, y'all Yeah, like I needed a damn seer to tell me that it was, that it was happening. Now, what I didn't count on was all of the fuck shit, but that stuff that all of the fuck shit that was happening during that fucking time, you know, um I just was like, wow. But that's what I was talking about. I was talking about that fucking landlord. Like, they shouldn't have made fun of me because of that. That shit was disgusting, because a landlord does have that kind of power over your life, to where they can fuck you over like that. Because seriously, my issue was because of a maintenance issue that was very serious, that was detrimental to my family's health. Um, that summer that everything started happening, the AC went out. Uh, there we had already went through a winter with where they needed to service the furnace. We kept the house warm with space heaters. We had already went through hell with that goddamn raccoon, and none of that shit was spiritual. It was not somebody sent it and all that dumb shit. It was simply the trees were not trimmed. That landlord is known for doing shit like that. They have a reputation of doing shit like that. And just, I guess my lesson learned and advice would be, pay attention to reviews, because they got horrible reviews, still getting horrible ass reviews. And then also, what I want to leave as a review is that they do spiritual work on their tenants. So, it was really fucked up, and I really needed a strong man in my life. If I was going to have a man in my life at all, I needed a man that wasn't running around a whole fucking op like the dude that I was dealing with at the time. And we all know who that was a fucking op. Like, come on now. Like, that's fucking crazy. And, people will sometimes implant themselves in your life because they want to hurt you. And that's all that dude wanted to do, was to hurt me and use me. And it's disgusting. At the end of the day, God is going to take care of us. Cuz where did we ever deserve that? Like, we didn't ever deserve none of that shit. So whatever, I have faith and trust in God. And that's all I care about now. Well, he better no, because he ain't supposed to be quite so resistant. He's being very resistant. So I'm glad I found him too. And I will always truly cherish and love that man. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, like, you just don't know. Like, it almost brings me to tears how much I love him. You know what I'm saying? But he's way too resistant on moving to Kansas City. I'm like, well, this is a part of the prophecy, the process. Like, you're meant to live in Kansas City, and you're meant to be happy and flourish there. Why are you going towards your destruction? That's all he's doing. And I told him that, and he like, well, Allah got me. I'm like, Allah. I'm like, no, no, no. You need to listen to the woman that loves you. Stop it. Is if he were to just go, if he moves to Kansas City, it's gonna be he's gonna find out that it is the best thing that he ever did, the best decision that he ever made. Okay. Straight up and down. Even if he tries to make it self-destructive, which a lot of people will do, he's not like that though. He does shit sometimes that I don't fucking understand, But he'll find out that I told him, I said, I said, that's going to be the best decision that you've ever made in your life. And you're going to thank me for it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why that's the problem with those religions. That's the problem. I'm a force his ass. I'm what you talking about, Fantastic Max? I'm a force his ass. Spirit gonna force his ass. He ain't got no choices for his own good. Ain't nothing but any place that he is not supposed to be separated from me, period. And where I go, he's supposed to go to. Any other place he go to, he gonna have pain and suffering. That's all it is to it. So his free will gonna have to, cause some of y'all got a real intense, strong free will to be stupid, you know? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And you know what they say? If you Google it, it costs like $50,000 to start a weed business. I mean, you could borrow that from a bank or whatever, but you can start up cheaper than that. You know what I'm saying? He got to get out of that though. He does. He got to get out of that. So there you have it, folks. Most of y'all men don't need y'all free will. Y'all need to listen to the woman. Cause I told him, I said, your mama can live here, your family can live here. I said, but your path is to come with me. And that's just it. You know what I'm saying? And he's just like, well, why can't you just stay here? I'm like, I don't want to stay here. Like, why would you want to stay here? And he was like, I don't. Guess what he said? I don't want to stay there. I want to go to Florida. I said, Florida? I said, oh my God. I said, that's even worse. I said, Florida's worse than Georgia. One of my apprentices is like, I'm coming to Missouri too. She lives in Florida. I'm like, why would you go to Florida? Of all places. I'm like, stop it. Exactly. He talking about it's cold there in Kansas City. I said, I'll keep you warm. What the hell wrong with you? Like, he'll learn. He'll be running to Kansas City. Even Michael Jackson made a song about Kansas City. Uh-huh. He made a song about Kansas City. So I'm going to Kansas City. I'm like, you crazy. Mom, like, Michael Jackson made that song for you, baby. You bring your ass to KC Mo. Mm-hmm. Kansas is cool too. You know, just got to stay away from the fray. In Kansas City, the thugs and stuff, they know how to stay in their little thug place. Okay, seriously, they don't mess with nobody else but thugs. Down here in Georgia, they like, we're forcing you into the thug life. Like, no, you not. No, you not. I swear you not. I swear. I'm calling to the spirit of wholesomeness. No, 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 no. They will force you. I'm gonna force you to be it. And no, you not. No, you are not. I'm sorry. Y'all, this is crazy. I gotta hold on to this. This is a long ass gray hair. God dang. Mm-hmm. Y'all going to be having hurricane storms. I told him, I said, you don't need to go nowhere except for where I'm going. That's where you need to go. So I ain't worrying about his spirit gonna have he watch. He gonna be getting off that plane at KCI airport, grinning and shit. Watch. Okay. That's exactly what he need to do. Cause y'all men don't really have no direction. Y'all just be running around here with no damn. I'm like, the hell is wrong with you? And then you be like, but my religion. No, 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 no. God, all religion does is cause y'all to be confused and stupid half the time. Just stop it. Just stop, please. Oh God. It's annoying. Okay, y'all, I'm about to eat some chocolate silk pie, a chocolate cream pie. So, when now I can't be eating like this forever. I had like 5 candy bars today, but that's only because I'm purposely putting on fat because I got to have my booty meat back. I'm sorry. And I don't mean to, I ain't trying to be nasty or nothing, but when I dropped that weight, it was like, ooh, how do we fix this? Gaining a few pounds back. It's already working itself out too. But whatever it is, shit, you know, I know that yep. And then when I get back to Kansas City, one of the first places I'm going is to my grandmother's grave and my mother's, but my grandmother. I'm trying to think if my mother has I'm gonna have to ask the family. Yeah, they no, they didn't bury her. They had a open casket funeral for my mother, but they cremated her. So you can actually have both. So I don't think she's like buried in the ground. So I'm gonna go there and get my grandmother's graveyard dirt and my grandpa too. So, and then I'm gonna go to Gates Barbecue. I'm gonna fill up on Gates and I'm gonna sleep for several hours. I'm gonna sleep. What I'm gonna do? I ain't got no real good sleep in Georgia for 10 years. It's weird. Feel like I ain't slept in 10 years. Even though I lay down and go to sleep, I don't know what it is, man. I think it's homesick. I think I've been homesick. But since it was so much stuff going on at home, that was the original reason why I left. I was like, I'm not coming back. Like, y'all tripping. What's wrong with y'all? And then they took my daughters back there and alienated them from me. And I was like, why are y'all doing, like, oh my God. It just was a big old fucking mess. That's why I hate religion, man. It's not that it's y'all don't understand. That shit don't be protecting y'all from possession. I see more people that are supposed to be religious, they just be possessed. A goddamn witch can fucking smoke a cigarette and their asses be under fucking possession. Like that, it does not protect you from spiritual attack. So what the fuck is the point? Like, okay, you can have that as a foundation if you want, but you better fucking wise up. And I said this shit 20 years ago. And if it came to light, all these religious folks was acting stupid and fucking crazy. like fucking zombies. My own uncle was acting stupid and crazy. I was like, dude, what's wrong with you? He was filled with all kind of spirits. I was like, ain't none of these people welcome in my house. And that was when I would go over to my mother's house for Christmas and Thanksgiving and the holidays. And I got so many good memories of my mom. Like before I left Lawrence, I didn't leave because of her. I'm sorry, before I left Kansas City, I didn't leave because of my mom. That's not why I left. I think that she thought that. No, I left because of her fucking crazy ass brother. But I never forget, shortly before we ended up leaving, we went out and trick or treated and we took mom with us and shit. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. Oh my God. Her complaining about her feet hurt. She was like, "Can we go back? My feet hurt." I said, "We got to get these bags over a little over half filled." And then we went back to her house and we just watched scary movies and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I miss my mother, man. Best mom in the fucking world, man. Best mom ever. You know what I'm saying? Hmm. So anyway, I was trying to bring my mom down here. I was gonna bring all the people I care about. That we not going down there, and then I see why though. I see why. I see why a lot of the family refused to. They was like, "No, we ain't coming down there." Like, mm-mm, mm, nope. Ooh, you had 3 fried pork chops? Damn, Stefan. Oh, y'all don't be getting along all the time. It's kind of normal to not get along but as long as y'all not having knockdown, drag out fights and stuff. I ain't never me well, let me take that back. I'm about to lie. Me and my mom have gotten into it, but see, people don't realize that part of the reason why, like, okay, let me, because I'm not gonna tell why, but there's a specific reason why me and my mom got into it. And the only thing I can say is that there was people with an invested interest of making us fall out. And that's exactly what the fuck they did. And I was actually gonna come and tell y'all, don't ever let nobody make you fall out with your mom. Ever, man. Ever. Especially if your mom was a good mom, man. That don't ever let none of these people, because a lot of people be possessed and stupid. It's nothing wrong with moving away from your mom. Like, that's nothing wrong with that, but always, always keep a relationship with them. And you know what I'm saying? Ain't no, like I said, ain't no wrong with moving away, but and it was just so stupid for me and my mom to stop talking after I moved away. But it is what it is. We can't do nothing about it now. She gone, and she's definitely in a better place. So, hmm. So, anywho, all right, y'all. That's pretty much it. I done talk y'all to death, but I'm putting out in the universe. We're gonna have to get Mars and Saturn to force my Pooh Bear to get his ass out of the South. The South is very oppressive. Also, like, black people oppress each other in the South. It's just like this spirit here. Nobody knows the troubles I see. Nobody knows my sorrow. Like, you better pick your ass up. What the hell wrong with you? See, when you from Midwest, energy hit different. It do. And it's real easy to find a man with a job down in the Midwest too, especially a black man. You looking for a black man with a job, you gonna find a lot of them in Kansas City. A lot, like it's a lot of choices of black men with jobs and careers and shit that don't have that attitude like, well, I'm black, okay, and I'm a slave. Like, are you possessed? No, yeah, you are. You possessed, boo. A lot of these black men down here in the South are possessed. They are. I don't know if it's a, I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know if it's spirits coming off of the Atlantic Ocean or some shit, that was a part of the Atlantic slave trade ship that got pushed over or whatever. But I think that them souls be coming up here on land somehow, probably with them hurricanes, and be possessing a lot of these black men because they be acting like they don't like, and I'll be like, why are you religious? I'm a black man, I'm trying to get ahead. So why would you be religious? That don't make sense to me. And they be like, because of the cross, the crucifix. But the crucifix has power in a lot of different belief systems, even paganism. There are some deities and energies that use a cross. Just because Christianity uses the cross does not mean that they own it. They don't own the cross or the cruise. You know what I'm saying? They don't own that. That's not native to Christianity. And then black people will say, "Well, I feel like a slave." Okay, well, it says in the Bible that you're supposed to be a slave. So why would you? I don't understand it. I don't get it, and I don't talk to them. I don't talk to them, and I believe that being Muslim is the same thing. I do. I think a lot of black men make a mistake feeling like they have to be a part of religions. I do. I don't know why they do. Whatever, whatever, whatever. Keep not listening to the woman. Keep not listening to the woman. Stay doing that. Stay doing that. You don't have to be a part of a religion. I don't understand it. I don't get why they feel like they have to do it. Why do you think you have to do it? Cause I's gonna die. You gonna die any damn way. Eventually, I don't get it. I told Pooh Bear, I said, you need to move to Kansas City with me, open up a very lucrative weed shop, and become a damn pagan and a hippie. Well, you ain't got to become a hippie, but a shaman. Because, shamans smoke weed. They smoke mushrooms too, or, they be not smoke them. Well, they might smoke some mushrooms. I don't think they smoke them. They drink them or something, or take them. Like, you don't need that religion. Like, what is wrong with you? Anyway, I don't know. I feel like this: what good is being religious if your spiritual faith does not protect you from possession? What's the point? What's the point in having that religion if you're just I'm telling you. And they a lot of maintenance too. Men like that are a lot of maintenance. They need egg cleanses every other day. Like now I gotta cleanse you with an egg. And I'm sorry, I see too much bad stuff happening to people anyway. Like they be trying to act like, oh, this is the ultimate. Why is it that bad things happen to people of your faith every single day? And what are they going to say? Oh, well, that was God's punishment. Well, I think it's freaking crazy. I don't even discuss my spiritual beliefs. I don't. I just think, and then also I think it's crazy for you to be a part of a religion that has you scared of death all the time. Why do you have to fear death all the time? What, like, can we live while we're here? Can we live? What the fuck is the point in being alive if every fucking day you live like a dead person? You feel like a dead person. You're basically a dead person because you're constantly in the spirit of being dead. I don't get it. I don't. Can we be alive? And then when we're dead, that's when we're actually dead. Unbelievably unreal. Like it's like being in the Twilight Zone. It's like being alive but being dead at the same time. And it's just that the shit is weird. And I've noticed that. Mm-mm-mm. All right, anywho, y'all, I gotta grab this. What's the name of that herb? God, what is the name of that herb? Moringa. I need to grab my moringa powder and ashwagandha. I've been meaning to do that today. Burn a little bit of it on the charcoal for my family and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be my number one go-to when the herdage kick in. Because a lot of people heard that moringa powder is a very good go-to in an emergency for dealing with people that it just like, are you okay? Are you okay? And they just throw that energy at you all the time, and it's like, fuck, why can't you ever be positive? What the fuck? Why is every fucking day the end of the world for some people, to the point where they're either on the attack, spiritually attacking people? What the fuck? It's so bizarre, man. It is. So I've been having to heal my family from attacks. Because, I mean, think about it. If you being stalked and harassed every goddamn fucking day by a group of fucking people, like that ain't gonna do nothing but bring a daily fucking struggle into your life that was not there before. What the fuck? So how are people supposed to feel about people that stalk them on a daily basis? Everybody's not gonna welcome that energy. I'm not in need of attention from a stalker. So I'm gonna ask the stalker to step off, go away, and you don't exist to me. I mean, you ain't gotta actually be dead, but you dead to me. Why don't you just go and leave people alone? And I got a video going up that people are gonna be probably a little taken aback from, because I'm expanding and I'm going to be advertising my fertility services. This is what Spirit wants me to do. People be all butthurt about shit like that. I don't like people that try to stop the money. There's people that try to stop the money, stop the sex. Those people have to be dealt with. People that try to stop the money, especially. And I'm telling a lot of you black people, y'all need to fucking walk away from the haters. Haters don't deserve fucking friends. You see what Trump is doing. Trump getting ready to fucking make a lot of people wake up. They already got rid of affirmative action. You ain't got time to be fucking around with your life. You ain't got time for that. You ain't got time to be playing around with your life. You got to get fucking serious. So he's going to be signing a bill or something against that DEI to where these companies, they don't have to hire you. So you need to get your shit together. Get your money right. Anybody that's fucking with my money, you like you can cease to fucking exist. That's why a lot of people being fucking harsh about it. I was looking at another one of the witches on here. I watch her. Um, and she was real dark with the shit. She did a curse on somebody and was real dark with the shit. And I don't fucking blame her. These people out here fucking around. Fucking around with people's businesses and all in the business of a witch. Why are they so? And I recorded another video too that I need to put up talking about people that become obsessed with tearing down witches and stuff and why they're doing it. So I need to go ahead and get that put up too. And spirit gonna make it do what the fuck it do. Because there's people out here, they on an agenda to try to stop people's bloodline. Oh, that's dangerous. That's dangerous work right there. You gonna get fucked up. Especially if you try to fuck with the witchy bloodlines or the bloodline of the shamans and the healers. It's a lot of people out there doing that. So they fucking with people's fertility. And then also the fertility video I'm gonna put up is gonna be about the miscarriages and shit like that. How it's necromancy work that's being done with these entities that are still in the souls of these created children that are coming through the womb on, and spirit is tired of that shit. So, I'm gonna be helping people that have not been able to conceive that would be definitely good parents. Uh, you know, and I'm gonna be helping them, you know what I'm saying? Because there are factually people out there with these fucking conspiracies trying to fuck with people's fertility. And it's not that they necessarily fucking with your fertility. They may be doing it, but it's something sinister happening behind the scenes to where the souls of these babies that are being conceived is being snatched. And spirit is real serious about that. I've been working with Hecate a lot with that, for real. So it like we don't have time to be fucking around and playing around. We don't. Okay? And people just need to stay out of people's business and quit fucking coming for people, attacking people's womb and shit. People that are doing shit like that, they don't have a good fate and destiny ahead of them. Because where they are doing that bullshit, spirit has a plan for it already. Because these people are of a very destructive nature and they are seen as a problem. And those people better get their shit together or else. Okay? And then they'll say, oh, well, you witches are doing the work of the devil. What's the devil? What the fuck is the work of the devil? while crazy religious people are trying to bring about the end of the world artificially. Like that's so stupid. What the I talked about this in a video a few days ago. Y'all should look at that video. I'll link it to the community wall. And that's so stupid because I believe that the Bible happened. Absolutely. Okay? But you realize that that was over 4,000 years ago, which is considered to be several lifetimes ago. People are not grasping on to that concept. They don't understand it. There's some people, very few, that understand what I'm saying when I say that. Stop bringing in these destructive energies and recreating it. It's past life regression is all that it is. And we're in the year 2025. We were not meant to go through some de-evolution. Us as a society, as the world is meant to keep going and keep evolving. So I don't, what is that? The devil is lived. When you reverse the word devil, lived. These people, they like, oh, I'm born in sin and I want to die. And that, what the fuck? Like, what? I'm sorry. I just no. It's a huger. It should be a greater understanding than what we're saying right now. Like, and people are just not getting it. They're not. They're not understanding. Mm-mm-mm. Anywho, that's pretty much it, y'all. Let me go before I think of something else to say. I gotta go. Bye. Love y'all. Bye.